Okay, hi everyone. So let's start with part B of MTP of May 2022. Just some rules as usual before we start. The entire lecture will be in English, simple English, so that language will not be an issue. Second is ideally you should solve this first by yourself and then only come to the video because that will be the most useful. Third is we are going to try to solve every question within 1 minute, okay, as many as possible, so that entire paper is completed within 40 minutes. Okay, so let's start. Statistics part in this May 2022 MTP 1, okay, series 1 is a bit easy because most of them are theory questions. Let's see. Median of a distribution can be obtained from, we know it is ogives or cumulative frequency curves. In fact, all the major partition values, quartiles, deciles, percentiles can be calculated from less than or greater than type cumulative frequency curves. 62. Cost of sugar in a month under the heads raw material, labor, direct production and others were 12, 20, 35 and 23 units respectively. So in cost of sugar, raw material is 12, labor is 20, direct production is 35 and other is 23. What is the difference between central angles for largest and smallest components of cost of sugar? Central angles means this is the question on pie chart. For pie chart, let's take total of this first. So total of all components is 12, 20, 35, 23, which is 90. And we know central angle of pie chart is 360. Okay, so you can just cross multiply. Now smallest angle is obviously going to be this, right? So 90 is to 360, then 12 is to how much? You can just calculate 90 is to 360, then 12 is to how much? So that is just going to be into 4, so 48. And largest angle, smallest was 12, largest will be 35, so 35 will be 35 into 4, so 140. So what is the difference between largest and smallest? 140 minus 48, which is 92, option D. 63 is from module and it is a bit complicated. Let's see. In a study relating to laborers of a jute mill in West Bengal, following information was collected. 20% of total employees were females, 40% were married, of them were married. 30 female workers were not members of trade union. Compared to this, out of 600 male workers, 500 were members of trade union and 50% were married, and so on. If you read the question entirely, understand what are the parameters and understand what we have to find. What are three parameters or three criteria of dividing the employees? Male, female, then married, unmarried, and trade union and non-trade union. Right? If it was only two, then we would have drawn a table like this. But if it is three, we have to draw some other diagram, maybe a tree diagram. Let's see what is asked. What is the ratio of married male non-members to the married female non-members? Okay, so let's try this. Now, these are all employees. Let's divide them. Let's try to draw a tree diagram into female and male. Let's further divide them into, in first line if you see, they have given some percent of total employees were females and some of them were married, right? So let's divide them into married and unmarried. Similarly, married, unmarried. Then again we have to divide them into trade union and non-trade union. Okay, they have asked us what? Ratio of married male non-members. Married male non-members, that means male, married, and out of them we only want non-members, non-trade union, to married female non-members, that means married female, again non-trade union. So we want ratio of this to this. So let's try to find it. 20% of total employees were females, that means this is 20%, this is 80%. Okay, and 40% of them were married. 40% of them, that means 40% of 20. 20 into 40% is what? 8. So 8% were married. Next, 30 female workers were not members of trade union. 30 female workers were not members of trade union. Understand? Not members of trade union means in unmarried female members also there will be some non-trade union and trade union. Similarly, here also there are some non-trade union, trade union. They are saying 30 female workers were not members of trade union. That means this plus this is given as 30. Okay. Compared to this, out of 600 male workers, that means male workers are 600. Now understand, if male workers are 600, 600 is 80%. So how much is 20%? You can calculate. 600 is 80%. That means 600 by 80% is 750. 750 is total, and 750 into 20% is 150. If that is 150, we know that this is 8% of total, right? 8% of 750. So that is how much? 750 into 8%, which is 60. Fine. Next, 500 were members of trade union, and 50% of male workers were married. We can write married first. 50% were married. That means 300 were married. And they are saying how much? 500 were members of trade union. That means 100 were not members of trade union. So if we write non-trade union, then that means this total is 100. They are saying 100 were not members of trade union, right? The unmarried non-member male employees were 60. Unmarried non-member male employees were 60. Understand? Unmarried non-member male were 60. That means this is 60. That means this has to be 40. Okay, we wanted this, we got it. 40. And which formed 10% of total male employees. So that we know. Okay. Unmarried non-member of employees were 80. Unmarried non-member employees in total were 80. Understand? Unmarried non-member. Now unmarried non-members means this also unmarried non-member, and female also unmarried non-member. They are saying total of this was 80. But if we know that this is 60, then that means this is 20. If this is 20, that means this is 10, because we know that total was 30. Okay, so we have our answer now, because we wanted 40 is to 10, this is to this. So 40 is to 10 or 4 is to 1 is the correct answer. Option C for question 63. Okay, it was a good question. It is from module only. 64. For non-overlapping classes 0 to 19, 20 to 39 and so on, class mark of 0 to 19 is, class mark is midpoint. So midpoint is just average. Average is what? 19 by 2, 9.5. C. For open-ended classification, which of the following is best measure? Median. We know that because in open-ended classification we don't have either lowest class boundary or highest class boundary, so we cannot find midpoints of classes. Okay. So mean is out of question. Quartiles are 45, 52 and 65 respectively. What is quartile deviation? So this must be Q3, this must be Q1. So Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. So 20 by 2, 10 is the quartile deviation. Option A. Next, if x and y are related by y is equal to 2x plus 5 and SD and AM of x are known to be 5 and 10 respectively, this is the question of change of origin and scale. Then what is CV? Okay. Now they must have asked CV of y. Okay. CV of y is what? Because CV of x we can directly find. So SD upon m, 5 by 10 is 50. So they must be asking SD of y, sorry, CV of y. Understand? Standard deviation, which is 5, is affected only by change of scale. Change of scale is multiplication or division. So that means only 2, not 5. Okay, understand? This 2 is change of scale. This 5 is change of origin. SD is only affected by change of scale. That means SD will become 5 into 2, 10. And mean will become y bar. That is affected by change of origin also and scale also. That means we'll have to multiply this 10 by 2 also and then add 5 also, which is 25. Now coefficient of variation is what? SD upon mean into 100. So what is 10 by 25 into 100? 40. 40 is the correct answer. Option C. 68. For a moderately skewed distribution, the median is twice the mean. Then mode is dash times the median. Understand? Moderately skewed. So we can use the empirical relationship between mean, median, mode, which is what? Mean minus mode is 3 times mean minus median. Okay. We know that median is twice the mean. Then mode is dash times the median. They are asking mode is dash times the median. So let's write it in terms of median. Median is twice the mean. That means mean is half of median. Understand? Median is twice the mean. That means mean is half of median. So instead of this, I'll write half median minus mode is equal to 3 times. Again, mean is half median minus median. Okay, let's simplify this to get our answer. So half median minus mode is equal to 3 times half median minus median is what? Minus half median. So let's just simplify this. Sorry. Half median minus mode is equal to minus 3 by 2 times median. So if we take mode to right hand side, so mode will be equal to what? Half median plus 3 by 2 median, which is 4 by 2 median, or twice of median. So twice of median is the correct answer, option B for question 68. Okay, this is empirical relationship of mean, median and mode. Let's go to question 69. If average marks for a group of 30 girls is 80, a group of boys is 70, and combined average is 76, then how many boys are in the group? You can use formula of combined mean. Combined mean is what? Combined mean is x1 bar into n1 plus x2 bar into n2 upon n1 plus n2. Or you can use a shortcut. Understand, you can use a shortcut which is used in proportions. What is mean of first group? Mean of first group is 80. Mean of second group is 70. And combined mean is 76. So find the difference. Mean of first group is girls is 80. Mean of boys is 70. Combined mean is 76. So difference between 80 and 76 is 4. Difference between 70 and 76 is 6. Understand? Then reverse this to get the ratio of girls and boys. That's the shortcut. Reverse it. So girls is to boys ratio is going to be 6 is to 4 or 3 is to 2. Okay, that is the simplest way to solve this. Take combined mean and difference from combined mean and reverse that ratio. So girls is to boys ratio is going to be 3 is to 2. So 3 is to 2 is girls is to boys. We know girls, there are 30 girls. So how many boys will be there? So if you solve, that is going to be 20, option B. Okay, 70. The median value of set of observations. Okay, let's see how many observations are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. That means we want n plus 1 by 2, that is 9 by 2, or 4.5th observation. 4.5th means what? We have to take 4th plus 5th by 2. So let's arrange them in ascending order and see what is 4th and 5th. Okay, lowest is 19, 1, then 2, then 3. So 4th is 56 plus 5th is 66 by 2. So 56 plus 66 by 2, that is going to be the answer. 61, option C is the correct answer. Okay, next 71. If two variables A and B are related by C is equal to AB, then GM of C is equal to GM of A into GM of B. That is the property, basic property of GM, option B. 72. If there are 3 observations, 15, 20, 25, sum of deviation of observations from their AM. Sum of deviations of observations from AM. This is always 0 if you know properties of mean. So option A is the correct answer. Okay. If you have doubts in these basics, then I have uploaded revision lectures for central tendency and dispersion on the channel, and obviously free lectures are also available, regular lectures on the channel, so you should go through them. Okay. Also, if you feel problem in solving MCQs fast, okay, in 1 minute, then I have given link of Telegram group in the channel. I post MCQs there regularly, so that you get used to solving them. In exam you have to solve everything within 1 minute. Okay, you have to try at least, because some questions like this 63 are going to take time. Okay, so other questions you should solve it within 1 minute. 73. Mean weight of 15 students is 110 kg. Mean weight of 5 of them is 100, another 5 is 125. Then what is mean weight of remaining students? Again, this is a question of weighted mean, but we cannot use this shortcut. This shortcut can be used only for 2 groups. Okay, now here there are 3 groups. If there are 3 groups, we can either use formula or we can think like this. Understand? Again, always try to think of shortcuts. They have given us weight of 5 of them 100, another 5 is 100, and remaining 5 they have asked. All are 5, 5, 5 students. If weight of everyone is same, if weight of every group, so understand, now this is what, this is x1 bar, this is n1, right? This is n2 and this is x2 bar. Similarly, this is n3 and we want x3 bar. So we want average of third group. If number of observations in each group is same, 5, 5, 5, then we don't need to go to weighted average, we can take simple average. Simple average is what? 110 is the total average, okay, 110 is the entire average of entire group. It is going to be simple average of all three, 100 plus 125 plus x by 3. We can do this only when frequencies are same. If frequencies are same, we can ignore frequencies for calculation of mean as well as standard deviation. Always remember this. Now we can easily solve this. 110 into 3 minus 100 minus 125. So 105 is the correct option. Option B. Okay, I hope this is clear. Next, 74. If arithmetic mean between two numbers is 64, geometric mean between them is 16, what is harmonic mean? We know that only for two numbers. This works for two numbers only. Arithmetic mean into harmonic mean is equal to geometric mean square. Okay, this is they are in continued proportion. So 64 into harmonic mean is equal to 16 square. So 16 square by 64 is 4. So harmonic mean is 4. Option B. Next, 75. Regression coefficients remain unchanged due to shift of origin is the correct answer, because regression coefficients are only affected by ratio of change of scale. Okay, very important. Again, if you want to know more about this, you can go to revision lectures which are available on the channel. So understanding shift of origin and scale is very important because it comes in every chapter of statistics. Okay, fine. Plotted points in a scatter diagram lie from upper left to lower right. Okay, upper left to lower right. Then correlation is what? Negative. Right? So downward sloping is negative. Next, covariance between two variables is strictly positive, strictly negative, always 0. No, either negative, positive or 0, because covariance is the absolute measure and correlation coefficient is the relative measure. Correlation coefficient lies between 0 and 1. Covariance can be anything. Sorry, minus 1 and 1. Covariance can be anything. Next, 78. If coefficient of correlation between two variables is minus, this must be 0.9, then coefficient of determination is what? Square of coefficient of correlation, r square. So r square is going to be 0.81. Option B. Probability distribution. For a probability of a random variable x is given below. There are many grammatical mistakes in this, ignore. What is standard deviation of x? We know formula of standard deviation is what? Square root of expected value of x square minus expected value of x bracket square. Or if you want to write in terms of the core formula, it is summation px square minus summation px bracket square. So let's do it on calculator. First let's do the second part, summation px square, summation px bracket square. So how do we do that? P into x, p into x, p into x, and then bracket square. So 1 into 0.15, 2 into 0.25 and so on. So let's do it. 1 into 0.15 m plus 2 into 0.25 m plus 4 into 0.2 m plus 5 into 0.3 m plus 6 into 0.1 m plus. If we press MRC, we get 3.55. Square of that is what? 12.6025. And let's do this first part, summation px square. Px square means what? X square into p, x square into p, x square into p, and so on. So 1 square into 0.15 m plus 2 square into 0.25 m plus 4 square into 0.2 m plus 5 square into 0.3 m plus 6 square into 0.1 m plus. If we press MRC, we get 15.45. So let's do this. 15.45 minus 12.6025 is equal to, and then square root, that is 1.687 or 1.69. Option C. Next, 80. Given that two events A and B, probability of A is given, probability of B is given, and probability of A they are giving again. What is probability of A given B? Okay, now this is there is some misprint in the question. This must be either probability of A union B or A intersection B. Without that we cannot find this, so you can ignore this question because they have given P of A 2 times, which is wrong. 81. If 2x plus 3y plus 4 is 0 and variance of x is 6, then what is variance of y? We know that variance is affected by change of scale, not change of origin. So let's rearrange this first. 2x plus 3y plus 4 is equal to 0. That means 3y is equal to minus 2x minus 4. That means y is equal to minus 2 by 3x minus 4 by 3. Okay. Now understand what is change of scale. This minus 2 by 3. Now standard deviation of y is positive value of change of scale into standard deviation of x. Concentrate. That means, what is standard deviation of x? Variance of x is 6. That means standard deviation of x is root 6. Right. So standard deviation of y is equal to positive value of change of scale, that is 2 by 3 into root 6. So you want variance, so let's square everything. You want variance, so let's square everything. So that is going to be what? 4 by 9 into 6. So 6 into 4 by 9 is what? 2.666 or 8 by 3. Option A is the correct answer for question 81. Okay, next. 82. X and Y stand in a line with 6 other people. What is the probability that there are 3 persons between them? Okay. Now first of all, X and Y are standing in line with 6 other people. That means there are 8 people in total. If there are 8 people in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then total number of permutations are 8 factorial. Always think about denominator when you think about probability. So 8 factorial is total number of permutations. Now let's think about numerator. What is probability that there are 3 persons between them? 3 persons means what? We can have X here and Y here. 3 persons between them, right? Fine. Let's count these permutations. So how many remaining people are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 factorial. And X and Y can be switched between each other. We can write Y and X here. So that means into 2. Fine. But then we can write them in some other way also. We can write X here and Y here also. So there is one more way. So 2 ways. Then we can write X here and Y here also. So 3 ways. We can write X here and Y here also. So 4 ways. So there are 4 times of this in total. Understand? 6 other people. So 6 factorial. X and Y between them. So 2. And we can do this 4 times. That's why into 4. Okay. So that is going to be 6 factorial into 4 into 2 is 8 by 8 factorial. Now we can just write this 8 factorial as what? 8 into 7 into 6 factorial. Then cancel this 6 factorial, cancel 8. So 1 by 7 is the correct answer. Option C. Okay. Next, 83. 4 unbiased coins are tossed simultaneously. Expected number of heads is. They have already given the distribution, so it is very easy. Expected number is what? Summation px. So 0 into 1 by 16 m plus, 1 into 4 by 16 m plus, 2 into 6 by 16 m plus, 3 into 4 by 16 m plus, 4 into 1 by 16 m plus. If you press MRC, you get 2. 2 is the correct answer. Option B for 83. Next, 84. Assume that probability for rain on a day is 0.4. So rain is 0.4. That means not rain is 0.6. An umbrella salesman can earn 400 per day in case of rain. So 400. And will lose 100 per day if there is no rain. So minus 100. Negative 100. The expected earnings will be. Now this is P, this is X. We want summation Px. So 400 into 0.4 m plus and minus 100 into 0.6 m plus. If you press MRC, you get 100, which is option C. Option C is the correct answer. Next, covariance. It should be covariance between two variables X and Y is 8.4 and their variances are 25 and 36 respectively. Calculate Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Okay, that is very easy. Covariance upon sigma X, sigma Y. So that is 8.4 upon sigma X will be 5, sigma Y will be 6. So 8.4 by 5 into 6 is 30. 0.28 is the correct answer, option B. Next, what is probability of getting 3 heads if 6 unbiased coins are tossed simultaneously? What is probability of getting 3 heads? Now you can do this by normal probability also, or you can do this by binomial distribution also. In consider binomial distribution, we have 6 trials and probability of success is half because it is a coin. We want 3 successes. That means we want probability that X is equal to 3. So that is going to be NCX 6C3 into P raised to X into Q raised to N minus X. So that is going to be what is 6C3, 6 into 5 into 4 by 3 factorial is 6. So 20 into 1 by 2 raised to 3 into 1 by 2 raised to 3 means 1 by 2 raised to 6. 1 by 2 raised to 6 means 1 by 2 raised to 6 is 64. So 20 by 64 will be the correct answer. Option A, 0.3125. Okay. Next, mode for binomial distribution for which mean is 4 and variance is 3 is equal to. Okay. Mean is 4, that means NP is equal to 4. and variance is 3, that means NPQ is equal to 3. Okay, so that means let's divide this by this. So NPQ by NP will give us Q, which will be 3 by 4. Q is 3 by 4, that means P is 1 by 4. If P is 1 by 4 here, then that means N will be, put P as 1 by 4 and check N will be 16. Now how do we find mode? For finding mode, we take N plus 1 into P. That means 17 into 1 by 4. What is 17 into 1 by 4? 4.25. If it is not an integer, then we round it down, round down. So round down will be 4. So 4 is the answer for mode. Round down, don't forget 4.25 is not the answer. 88, for Poisson distribution, we know that mean and variance are equal. So if a variate x has mean greater than variance, then distribution will be, okay, mean greater than variance. In case of binomial distribution, mean is NP, variance is NPQ. Now understand, mean will always be greater than variance. Why? Because Q is less than 1. That means Q is a fraction less than 1. That means Q is going to reduce it below NP. So NP is always going to be more than NPQ. So binomial is the correct answer for mean is greater than variance. Actually, normal distribution should not have been there, because normal distribution can also be the correct answer, because it can have mean greater than variance. It has no relation with each other. Okay, but Poisson is not definitely the answer, because mean is equal to variance. T distribution is not in syllabus, you can ignore it. An example of biparametric continuous probability distribution. We have only one continuous probability distribution in syllabus, which is normal. Next, 91. For a Poisson variate, probability of x is equal to 2 is 3 times probability that x is equal to 4. Then what is standard deviation of x? Standard deviation is root m. Let's find it. So probability of x is equal to 2 is what? E raised to minus m. Sorry. E raised to minus m into, we don't have m, right? Sorry, so e raised to minus m into m raised to x, that is m raised to 2 upon 2 factorial, is equal to 3 times e raised to minus m into m raised to 4 upon 4 factorial, right? We can directly cancel e raised to minus m. If we take that m raised to 2 in denominator to right hand side, it will be cancelled and there will be only square here, right? So we have what? 1 by 2 is equal to 3 by 24 into m square. So let's rearrange all that. So m square will be what? 24 by 3 into 2. So 24 by 6, 24 by 6 is 4. So m is 2. Option A is the correct answer for question 91. Okay. Oh, sorry. M is not asked. M square is asked. So root 2 is the correct answer. Option C is the correct answer for 91. 92. What is mean of x having following density function? So that is clearly normal distribution. In normal distribution, always remember this part is mean, right? So we don't need to do anything else in exam, just tick 10, because this part is x minus mu square negative, right? So that is 10 is mean. 93. It should be deviations. The deviations are minimum when taken from. Now deviations are minimum when taken from is a wrong statement. It should be absolute deviations are minimum when taken from median. Okay, the question is wrong. It should be absolute deviations are minimum when taken from median. Okay, because that is the property of median. That's why we use median for mean deviation preferably. Histogram is useful to determine graphically the value of mode. We know that. Theory question. If x and y are related as this, then quartile deviation of x is 12. Then what is quartile deviation of y? Quartile deviation is also affected by change of scale only. So let's try. 3x minus 4y is 20. That means 4y is equal to 3x minus 20. That means y is equal to 3 by 4x minus 20 by 4. That means change of scale is 3 by 4. So 12 into 3 by 4. 12 into 3 by 4 will be what? 9. 9 will be the correct answer for question 95. Next, 96. Now last 5 questions I think are on index numbers. Index number for the year 2012, taking 2011 as base from the given data by using simple average of price relative. Just read what is given. Simple average, fine, of price relative. So let's find price relatives and let's find their simple average. How do we find price relative? Pn by P0, Pn by P0, Pn by P0, Pn by P0, Pn by P0. Then we'll take their total and we'll divide them by 5 because there are 5 commodities. So let's do everything on calculator. 125 by 115 m plus, 117 by 108 m plus, 108 by 95 m plus, 95 by 80 m plus, 95 by 90 m plus. If you press MRC and divide by 5, you get 1.1100. So just multiply by 100, that is 111, option D. 97. Now 97 is again on index number only. Suppose a business executive was earning 2050 in the base period. Okay. What should be salary in the current period if his standard of living is to remain the same? Okay. Now they have given summation W is 25 and summation IW is 3544. That is nothing but they have given data for weighted average. What is formula of weighted average? Summation WX upon summation W, or in case of index number it will be summation WI upon summation W. That is what they have given, 3544 by 25. So index number is what? 3544 by 25 means 141.76. This is current period index number. So obviously in base period it will be 100. Now his earning in base period is 2050. So we can cross multiply to check what should be his earning right now. Cross multiply means what? Prepare a ratio. How do we prepare a ratio? Like this. This by 2050 is equal to this by this. So just multiply it. 141.76 by 100 into 2050 is 2906, option B. Okay. 98, find past year's index number. In past year's index number, current year quantity is the weight. Okay. So this is Q1, this is P1, this is Q0, this is P0. Q0 is not useful to us for past year's index number. Formula for past year's index number will be what? Summation P1 Q1 upon summation P0 Q1. So let's do it on calculator into 100. So let's do it on calculator. P1 Q1, so 3 into 5 m plus, 8 into 5 m plus, 10 into 6 m plus. If you press MRC it is 115 upon, now P0 Q1, so 1 into 5 m plus, 3 into 5 m plus, 4 into 6 m plus. If you press MRC it is 44. So 115 by 44 in percentage it is 261.36. Option A is the correct answer for 98. 99. Index numbers are not helpful in framing framing spelling is wrong, but fine. Framing economic policies, that is not correct. They are helpful in framing economic policies. The export index number, even stock market index number. Revealing trend, that is also not right because they can be useful in revealing trend over multiple years. Forecasting is also correct. So identifying errors is wrong. You cannot identify. I mean, we can see that something is wrong if the index number is too different than previous year, but not exactly we can identify, we cannot pinpoint the error, cause of the error. Last, weighted average of price relatives of commodities when weight is equal to value of commodities in base year. Value of commodities in base year yields what index number? Commodities in base year yields what index number? Now, weighted average of price relatives. If you remember, there is only one method given in the module for weighted average price relatives, and if we take value of commodities in base year, that is P0 Q0, value of commodities in the base year, then let's see what is going to happen. What is price relative? Price relative is what? Pn by P0. Okay. So if we take weighted average of price relatives using base year value is this. So it is what? Summation XW, summation WX upon summation W, that is P0 Q0. Then P0 will be cancelled from here, and what we are left is summation Pn Q0 upon summation P0 Q0, which is nothing but last year's index number with base year quantity as weight. Okay, you have this in module. If you remember theory well, then you can solve statistics questions easily without solving them at the time of exam. You directly know the answer and you can take it. Fine. So I hope this was helpful to all. So we are done within 40 minutes. So that is good. In exam also you must try to do this. Obviously exam paper may not be as easy as mock test paper, but you should try keep on solving different papers so that you get an idea about what is going to be there in the exam, or you are rather ready to face anything that comes your way. Okay, fine. So I guess let's stop here for today. We'll meet for next MTP also, and meanwhile I'll keep on uploading some additional question banks and everything. I've also uploaded some extra tricks and tips and shortcuts on the channel, so you can just go through it. They'll be very useful for permutations, for central tendency dispersion, even for equations proportion. Okay. Fine. So let's stop here for today. If you have any doubt, ask me in the comments. Okay. Bye everyone.